days a week full time and literally don't have time to do normal human shit on those days because look at my free time, either super early in the morning before I'm streaming or late at night after. I don't even have a moment during what would be considered like normal daytime business hours to do anything. So what that means is that when I have a day off from streaming, I basically need to do all of my busy work shit in one day. Okay? That includes normal human errands, grocery shopping, you know, and getting other things for the house, and going to the garbage dump, or, you know, doing the menial tasks that normal people would be able to like do during a normal day that I can never do because I'm here all day, every day streaming. Okay? Then in addition to that, any other things that need to happen that have to happen on a day when I'm not streaming. For example, important appointments, right? All have to happen on my days off. So it just so happens that this week, as you guys know, that last week, my day off was a Wednesday. So I said, well, why is your day off a Thursday this week? Because that was the only day that I could actually schedule as a particularly very, very important medical appointment. All right? Now, that's all I'm going to say. Because there's people who like to delve into my personal life and try to find out what's Phil talking about, what medical conditions does he have, and this and that. It's none of your business. Okay? But in this case, it's pertinent because this was part of the hell that I went through yesterday, okay? So I had to go. I had a very important medical appointment yesterday. I had to go. This is not something that can be put off. This is not something that can be delayed. In fact, full disclosure, it already was, and it got rescheduled for yesterday, so it had to happen on this day. You understand? There was no way that I could miss this. It was just too important. So, that being said, I had a schedule set out for our day, all right, where it was going to be, I was going to get up early in the morning. My wife was going to start getting ready for the day. I was going to go grocery shopping. I was going to grab the groceries, come home, unpack the groceries. We were going to finish at the same time. We were going to go to this medical appointment, get this done. Then we were going to go do all the errands we needed to do. So everything would be done. And then, as long as everything hopefully went well, now we'll have a second half of the day at least where we could do stuff fun together. Okay? Because this was a problem. It was a major problem here where we knew there was already going to be time crunch. All right? And obviously I didn't want that time crunch to end up being an ongoing problem all day, but that's why I had a schedule. You know, sometimes you have your day off and you just want to relax. I can't do that. I have to actually have a time crunch. I do. To get stuff done. So, by the way, YouTube is still giving me the error, which is so weird because I'm looking and there is no problem with my quality. Yeah. So as long as you guys are not seeing any issue and the stream looks solid to you and you're not seeing frame drops because I'm not seeing any, I don't know what this error message is on YouTube. I don't even know. I don't get it. Yeah. And the stream is fine, right? No one's seeing any issues. This is odd to me that it's doing this weird fluctuation. Whatever. I've seen this error message before, but usually it's because my internet quality is going like this, and my internet quality is steady, so I think YouTube just doesn't know what it's talking about. All right, anyway. So, last night, as I'm preparing for the day off, meaning I'm making a list, a grocery list, and doing all these things, okay? I basically noticed something is weird, okay? I keep hearing water running in my kitchen. And I'm like, what is going on? What is running? There's nothing. The sink is off. The dishwasher's off. Everything's off. Why do I keep hearing water running? I don't know what's going on because it only runs for like half a second and then it stops. So I'm like, what is this? What is happening? Okay. So finally, after trying to investigate what was going on, I open up my dishwasher and there's some standing water in the bottom of the dishwasher. Now, this has never happened before in the 8 years I've lived here. So I go online and I start investigating what it could be. And they're like, there's a million things it could be. It could be a hose is clogged up. It could be that your trap is clogged up. It could be this. So basically it goes through a million, you know, steps of what to do. So last night I went through all these. I opened the filter and yuck, there was all kinds of soap, scum, and gunk stuck in the filter. I cleaned out the filter, right? The only thing I didn't do is I did not unplug. There's a hose that goes from your dishwasher to the garbage disposal or food disposal. That sometimes can get clogged, they said, and the only way to really clean it is to unhook it and put it into like a basin, and it's going to be disgusting. They said, they warned you. They said this is where the food goes, so it's going to be nasty. It's going to be like sludge. Okay, so you got to unhook that and take a clothes hanger and shove it through. And I was like, I can't do that in the middle of the night. You know, it'd be one thing if like, you know, I had time for this. So I basically did everything I could. I cleared everything out. I ran on a rinse cycle, and then when I was done, no problem. It's done. I was like, maybe that's what it was. Maybe my whole bottom of my dishwasher was, you know, just clogged up. I mean, 8 years and I never really done that before. Potential that the filter was pretty gross. Maybe that's exactly what happened. Okay, so we're good. All right, so I go to sleep, and I wake up in the morning, and I'm having my coffee with my family, and we're all getting ready. I'm getting ready to go grocery shopping. I put my foot down near the dishwasher, and it goes splash, and I said no. And I look down at the floor, and there's a fucking pool of water on the floor, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like of all the days for this to happen, this has to happen on the day when I am on the strictest of schedules, because I have to get to an appointment that's very, very important. Okay? And just put it this way, basically my heart sunk, and like, I was like, of course this has happened to me. You know what I mean? Like, this is such an important day, and it has to be today, right? Because here's the thing. I have hardwood floors, all right? And if I just allow this to go and say, fuck it, I'll deal with it later today, this could cause significant water damage to my house, all right? So I can't just ignore it. But this is also, I'm between a rock and a hard place, all right? And I'm like, so what do I do? I said, well, literally, I don't have time yet to look at this yet. Like, my foot was out the door to go to the grocery store. So, first of all, I turned it off to make sure, you know, it's off. It's not running or anything. And I put down a big bath towel. Okay, I dried the floor completely. And then I put down a big bath towel right in front of the dishwasher. All right? And I said, now, hopefully, this will stave off the problem. When I come home, we'll see what happens. All right? And you know, I'll come home with the groceries. I'll unpack them. And we'll figure this out. So, I go and it takes me about an hour, right? I go grocery shopping. Okay? I come home, and I start putting down the bags on the countertop, and I look. The entire bath towel has already become completely saturated with water, and the water is spreading across my floor. I was like, fucking unbelievable, right? That this is going to be worst case fucking scenario on a day when I don't have time to deal with it. So I had enough. I said, fuck this. I can't fix it. I'm not a plumber. I don't have time to troubleshoot the motherfucking thing today. I can't deal with this today. I've had enough. I opened my phone. I looked it up. I said, how do you fucking turn it off? So I looked it up, and it says, here's the valves under your sink. This would be the one to turn off the water. Here's the way if you absolutely need to unplug it. Here's how you remove it. So essentially, I fucking put the groceries on hold for 15 minutes, and I fucking turned towards this piece of shit, and I turned it all off completely. I said, fuck this piece of shit. You're not going to fuck with me on my day when I need shit that's important, way more important than you stupid piece of garbage. My fucking family and my health is more important than you. You can go fuck yourself. I'm going to fucking deal with reality now. Fucking get out of my life. So I fucking just turned the fucking thing completely off. All right? And then essentially what I had to do is put down a bunch more towels to keep absorbing the water and everything. Okay? So then I unpacked my groceries or whatever. My wife came down and she's like, oh my God, what happened? Because I heard you swearing up a storm down here. And I said, yeah. Because here's the thing. You guys have seen me mad, but you guys haven't seen me like legit angry. You've seen me get angry at a game every once in a while. You've seen me get a little bit upset at bullshit and trolling. That happens to me when I'm on the internet. So you've seen me, let me put it this way. You've seen me agitated. You've not actually seen me angry. Because when I'm angry, I change. I legit do. Like, I used to be I had a lot of pent-up anger in me when I was younger. And people who saw that switch flip, they kind of get scared. I'm not saying I turn into the Hulk or anything, but my whole demeanor changes. My personality changes. I shut down. I don't talk that much. I just get really upset and start swearing, and I basically start moving around just to get things done. Like, there's no happiness to me. There is no downtime. There's just, don't fucking do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Fuck you. Get out of my way. Fuck you. Boom, 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 boom. That's how I become. I'm like a different person when I get angry. Okay? So my wife came down and she was like, yeah, I heard you, you know, getting pretty upset. Are you okay now? And I was like, I hope so, because basically I unpacked all the groceries. I had them all away, and then my wife came down and we finished together. And I checked, and it looked like I didn't solve the problem. God, no, I didn't solve it. I basically stopped the problem from continuing by completely turning off the water supply and unhooking the fucking dishwasher entirely. Now it can't fucking leak. You understand? So, so all that's left in there now, because basically it's been unhooked for 24 hours now, is all the water that was in the track and everything of it has kind of like slowly dripped and pooled into the bottom. And there's a little bit of standing water in the bottom, but that's because it has nowhere to drain. It's off. So it can't really leak anywhere, because the reason it was leaking is because there was so much standing water in it that as soon as you open the door, it would just pool out onto the floor. You see, there was too much in it. So that was the problem. I think what it is it's not an issue with the bottom, because I cleaned the bottom out. The top's fucked up. The top keeps running for no reason. It's not on to clean dishes, but the water is still coming through slowly, like a slow leak, but it's coming from like everywhere. So it's just accumulating in the bottom. What causes that? I have no fucking deal. I have no idea. I'm not a plumber. What the hell would cause a dishwasher to constantly keep drawing water from the sink when you're not telling it to? It's not even on. So why is it drawing water from the sink? I have no clue. So can I fix that? Probably not. I don't think there's anything I'm going to be able to do to fix that. You know, that means I need professional help. Now, you know, years ago, before my bankruptcy, before I got into financial ruin and shit, I would easily just say, this is not a big deal. All right, I'll wait for, you know, I'll call a plumber right away. I'll make an appointment for this coming week. Yeah, it might mean I have to be away from my streams one day, or a stream one day, and I'll have a plumber come in, and I'll have him fix this thing for me. But I don't have credit anymore. I don't have a credit card. I don't have anything I could put it on. My wife doesn't have enough credit to be doing this, because, by the way, just so you know, a plumber is not cheap. A plumber, like a minimum charge for a plumber, even for a quick fix, is probably hundreds of dollars. In order to fix something like this, I'm going to assume a minimum of $500, if not more. It really is going to depend on when they come and see is wrong. Is there something that's busted in this thing? Is it just literally like a clog that needs to be cleaned or fixed? You know what I'm saying? You know, they're very expensive. They charge a lot of money. So if this ends up being something that's several hours of work, I could potentially be in the range of $500 to $1,000. Okay? I don't have that money right now. I just don't have it at all. So what did I do? I said, fuck it. It just has to sit here. And it has to sit here until, at a minimum, until I get paid this month by YouTube. When I get paid by YouTube, maybe, and by the way, it also is going to depend on how this month goes, how my streams go. If I have a great month of streaming with a lot of support via tips, then I should be able to easily afford a plumber by the end of the month. Or not. It all depends really on how the month goes, and again, how, you know, how when I get paid and all that. Okay? So I guess we're going to see what happens. And, you know, I got to wash dishes by hand. Is it a big deal? It's not a big deal to wash dishes by hand. You know, a dishwasher's a convenience. You build up your dishes over the course of a couple of days. You run them all at once, and that way you don't have to do a lot of work. Your sink doesn't fill up with dirty dishes. It doesn't smell. So there's definitely, you know, a lot of people don't have a dishwasher. You know, it's a convenience. It's not a huge detriment. To me, the problem was the thing leaking all over the fucking hardwood floor. Because for those who don't know, if you have a hardwood floor and it gets wet and you can't dry it out, you know, fast, the hardwood floor will seep into that moisture and could have tons of issues. It could have deformation. It could crack. It could have mold. I know, because on the other side of my house, many years ago, I decided to get some potted plants. Okay? And I had a few real plants in my house, and I didn't, unbeknownst to me, one of my plants was leaking. Okay? And I didn't know this until like 2-3 weeks passed. And then I moved. I was like, oh shit, this thing's been leaking into my floor. My floor now has a rot spot. And there's nothing I'll ever do about that besides replace that piece of the floor. It's wood. You can't fix rot in wood, you know. That would have the whole segment would have to be cut out and replaced with new wood because, you know, nothing I can do. That's, hey, you know what? My fault. I'm stupid. I didn't research, you know, how it could affect the wood floor. I didn't buy the proper tray. Like, you get a tray to put under a pot so it doesn't leak. And I didn't do that. I was dumb. Okay? Now, that's one little spot on the floor in the corner of my house. Who cares? No, I don't want my whole wood section in front of my fucking, in front of my dishwasher to now be rotted out. Obviously, for obvious reasons, that would be terrible, right? So, that's not much that I can do. I mean, I dried it as best as I could, you know. The rest of it has to air dry. I have nowhere to, I can't pull out my whole dishwasher in the middle of the floor. There's nowhere to put it. So I'm sure there's probably some water under it, and there's nothing I can do about that. It's going to have to kind of air dry, and if there is damage under there, at least it's under the fucking thing and I don't see it, right? But, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to leave it off completely until I can afford a plumber, and then I'm going to call a plumber. Now, some of you might be like, oh, it's not a big deal. You have to understand, again, when you don't have credit, these things are terrible. And I'm going to give you some perspective now. I'm going to tell you about something that happened last year that I haven't talked about in a year because people made fun of me. They think it's so funny, right? It's such a funny thing that to make fun of Phil. So last year, I had a problem with my bathroom up here, okay? My master bathroom has a standing shower. It's not like a tub and a shower that's ceramic. It's tiles and everything. It's a big standing shower. And I told you guys the shower broke. What happened was one day, Cat was in the shower and couldn't turn the water off. So I'm trying to figure it out, and I realized the valve had busted on the inside of the handle. All right. So after that, I basically never mentioned it again. And you might want to know, why didn't I mention it again? Well, because actually it became a problem that compounded to the point where we can't use the shower anymore. All right. Here's what happened. So I found out, yeah, that busted, but there was other problems because, of course, when you look at one problem, you start looking at a million others. Remember, I had also told you guys, at the same time we noticed that broke, there were broken tiles on our fucking bathroom floor, and we couldn't figure out why. Okay? Well, the broken tiles was because the sealant on the shower, there's sealant between, like, the window portion of the shower and the bottom portion, had worn out over the years, and we didn't know that. And anytime we were taking a shower, the water was literally going into that gap and just running down the side of the shower into the fucking floor of the bathroom. And it had damaged the entire floor space in front of the shower, causing it to buckle, pushing the fucking tiles up and breaking them. So all the wood floor under the front of the shower is damaged. Meaning, we'd have to have a floor guy come in, remove the tiles in front of the shower, replace the flooring under, then put down new tiles. Okay? Then reseal the shower. All right? Now, in addition to that, and this is what I mean, what a compounded problem, the shower head also was fucked up. The shower head was rusting, not the head itself, but the pipe had corrosion on the inside of the wall, which I wasn't aware of. I've looked into this afterward and found all these problems. It was corroded and leaking into the wall. The whole fucking pipe up there is rusted. Okay? So I can't continue to take a shower in there because it's leaking into the wall. So what I need to do is have a professional knock the fucking wall out, the tiles, replace the whole pipe in the wall so that there's no corrosion anymore. And then I have to have a wall guy rebuild my fucking tile wall in the fucking shower. All right? So this went from, oh, this is a quick fix. This is like, you know, you could, for under $100, you just buy a new valve and you can replace it, to this is probably, no exaggeration, like a $5,000 job to fix my master shower. Because it's not one, not two, but 3 problems all in here at once. Okay? So guess what? We don't use it. I don't have $5,000. I told you guys know my living situation. You guys know my financial situation. You know? It's just that I can't fix it. So now we have a bathroom. I'm not even kidding you. That master bathroom, we don't use the toilet because it's broken, and we don't use the shower because it's broken. The sinks still work. So we go in there in the morning, we brush our teeth, we wash up. The tub works if we ever want to take a bath. but we use our other bathroom for everything. We use our other bathroom for showers and bathroom and using the toilet. We can't even use our master bathroom because it's all fucked up. You know, we don't have money to fix anything. So I mean, like, when shit like this happens, if you have credit, it's not a big deal. Put it on my card. Call the guy right away. Slap it down. You're good. That's what the credit's supposed to be there for. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have that, and I'm not going to have it for many, many years. You know, the bankruptcy was 2.5 years ago. They say a minimum of 7 till you get a modicum of credit back, usually 10 years. And then you can finally start doing normal credit things again, okay? So I don't have that flexibility, you know? If anything, the one saving grace is that I do have a lot of equity in my home. But, of course, now the housing market is tanking in America because inflation, and now the Fed is so stupid. They just keep raising interest rates, which is not going to stop inflation, but they think they know better. They're just idiots. So whatever. My home value is probably going to tank now too. But the thing is that these things go like this. And over the years, I'm going to be paying it down anyway. So if anything, hopefully, the light at the end of the tunnel here is that by the time that I get credit back, hopefully I will still have value in my home and I'll be able to refinance it and have some money to do stuff with. Obviously, this is the kind of shit that I need to do. Like, maybe I can fix my bathroom and actually use it again in 7 to 10 years, you know? But until then, I've literally got a room. I fucking wash my face. I brush my teeth in, you know? And that's it. That's my teeth brushing room, you know? It is what it is, I guess. So I guess we'll see. But anyway, so then, by the way, I'm not done. That's only the first half of my day off yesterday. The